Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Top 1% Book Club, where we dig into those awesome self-help books and pull out all the useful stuff.
Yeah.
And this time,
Uh-huh.
we're going deep on your money or your life
Mm-hmm.
by Vicki Robin and Joe Dominguez.
Right.
This book is basically like your personal guide to financial independence.
It is interesting you say guide
Yeah,
because it's not just like a set of directions to get you somewhere. It's
right.
more about
Yeah,
changing how you think about money and how it fits into
yeah,
living a good life.
exactly. The main idea is that your money
Uh-huh.
is like your life energy, right? It's the hours you put in,
Right.
the work you do.
Yeah.
It's not some random concept.
Yeah.
It's about realizing that when you spend $1,
Uh-huh.
you're trading a piece of your life for it.
Right.
So are you really getting a good deal?
Well, and that's where the book brings up this idea of the fulfillment curve.
Okay.
And imagine this. As you spend money on the things you need, like food, shelter, basic stuff,
Right.
you feel more and more fulfilled.
Okay.
But eventually there's a peak.
Okay.
Like a point where you have enough.
Right.
And the weird thing is if you keep spending past that point, you actually start to feel less fulfilled.
It's like that closet overflowing with clothes
Yeah.
or that drawer full of gadgets you never use.
Totally.
You're spending your life energy, but
Uh-huh.
are you really getting anything out of all that stuff?
Probably not. So this book encourages you to figure out where your own peak is.
Okay.
Like that sweet spot where you have enough
Right.
without all the extra baggage.
Yeah.
It's about figuring out what enough really means for you,
Mm-hmm.
not what everyone else is telling you to have.
And to help figure that out,
Yeah.
the book walks you through this process of calculating your real hourly wage.
Right.
It's not just about your salary.
Uh,
It factors in
Yeah.
all those hidden costs that come with work.
Mm-hmm.
Things like commuting,
Yeah.
that fancy coffee you grab every morning,
Uh-huh.
even those little treat yourself moments
Exactly.
after a long day.
Remember that story in the book about the woman
Yeah.
who realized she was basically paying to go to work after factoring in all those extra expenses?
Yeah. It really shows you how this exercise can make you rethink things.
Yeah.
Okay, so we get this whole life energy idea,
Mhm.
but how do we actually start managing our money better?
Well, your money or your life
Yeah.
is all about tracking everything,
Okay.
like every penny you make and spend.
Oh, wow.
It might sound a bit much,
Yeah.
but it's not about being super stingy.
Mm.
It's about becoming aware of where your money is going.
Right.
You can use a notebook, an app,
Okay.
whatever works for you.
Uh,
The goal is to really understand your spending habits.
got it.
Like, where is all your energy going?
And this is where it gets really cool.
Okay.
The book suggests doing a monthly breakdown, putting your spending into different categories.
Yeah.
Like housing, transportation, fun stuff. You wouldn't believe the patterns you start to see.
Right.
You might even realize you're spending a fortune on takeout coffee.
Exactly. Those little things can really add up.
Yeah.
And to get a better view of everything,
Mm-hmm.
the book introduces this awesome tool called the wall chart.
Okay.
Imagine plotting all your income and expenses on a graph
Uh-huh.
and watching those trends unfold.
Yeah.
It's not just numbers on a page anymore.
Yeah.
It's like seeing your financial journey come to life.
This visual thing can be really motivating, right?
Absolutely.
But your money or your life doesn't just stop at tracking.
Yeah.
It makes you ask yourself 3 important questions
Yeah.
about everything you spend money on.
Right.
First, did I actually get enough fulfillment,
Mm-hmm.
satisfaction, and value from what I spent?
Yeah.
Basically, was it worth it?
Uh-huh.
Did it make you happy?
Yeah.
Then question 2 goes a little deeper.
Okay.
Does this expense actually line up with my values and what I want to do in life?
Right.
It's like a gut check.
Mm-hmm.
Is this purchase really reflecting who you are?
Yeah.
And finally, this is the question that really makes you think.
Yeah.
How would I spend this money differently
Mm-hmm.
if I didn't have to work for a living?
Right.
It forces you to figure out
Uh-huh.
what you actually need
Yeah.
versus what you're spending on because of work stress or a job you don't really enjoy.
Right.
So we're tracking, we're analyzing, we're
Mhm.
checking in with our values.
Mm-hmm.
But where does this all lead?
Well, your money or your life
Right.
wants to help us reach financial independence, or FI.
Okay.
Imagine having enough passive income
Mhm.
to cover all your expenses.
Wow.
It's about not having to trade your time for money anymore,
Yeah.
giving you the freedom to choose how you want to spend your time.
That sounds amazing.
Right.
But is FI really something everyone can achieve?
Absolutely. The book lays out a clear path to get there.
Okay.
It all starts with saving and investing a part of your income.
Okay.
no matter how small.
So it's like building a financial muscle.
Exactly. Those small, consistent contributions
Mm-hmm.
can turn into a big pile of money over time.
Got it.
Compound interest is a powerful thing.
Now, talking about investing,
Yeah.
the book seems to be big on taking a cautious approach.
Mhm.
Why is that?
It's not about avoiding all risk.
Okay.
It's more about focusing on safety and slow and steady growth,
Mm-hmm.
especially as you're building your base.
Got it.
Joe Dominguez, one of the authors,
Mhm.
really liked U.S. Treasury bonds
Okay.
because they're reliable and low risk.
That makes sense,
Yeah.
especially if you're in it for the long haul.
Uh-huh.
But investing can be a bit of a moving target, right?
Oh, yeah,
Are there other things worth looking into?
absolutely. Your money or your life wants you to keep learning
Right.
and adapt your strategy as things change.
Yep.
While it does favor a conservative approach,
Mhm.
it also highlights how important it is to spread your investments around.
Okay.
Look into different types of assets. Understand the risks and potential rewards.
Right.
And create a mix that works for you
Uh-huh.
and your goals
Okay.
and how much risk you're comfortable with.
This really highlights how important it is
Yeah.
to take charge of your own financial education.
Right.
It's not about blindly following someone else's advice.
Yeah.
It's about understanding things yourself.
Exactly. Your money or your life is all about having that financial intelligence,
Mhm.
being informed,
Uh-huh.
and making the best choices for you
Right.
based on your situation.
And that ties in nicely with the idea of financial integrity,
Uh-huh.
which the book also talks about.
Yeah.
It's not just about growing your money.
Mm.
It's about making sure your financial decisions match your values,
Okay.
like supporting ethical companies,
Oh, yeah.
investing in sustainable businesses,
Right.
or using your resources to make a difference.
So it's about aligning your money with what you believe in.
Exactly. It's
Wow.
about making the world a better place. Wow, so financial independence isn't just about personal freedom.
Right?
It's about making a positive impact,
Yeah.
too.
Uh-huh.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So we're building our wealth, we're investing wisely,
Mm-hmm.
but what happens when life throws us a curveball?
Oh, yeah. Good point.
Things don't always go as planned, right?
Definitely.
That's why your money or your life
Oh.
really stresses
Uh-huh.
the importance of having a cushion,
Mm-hmm.
an emergency fund,
Yeah.
to cover unexpected expenses.
Right. Like if you suddenly lose your job
Uh-huh.
or get hit with big medical bills.
It's like a safety net, right?
Exactly. The book recommends
Yeah.
having enough to cover at least 6 months of living expenses.
Okay,
It gives you some breathing room
right.
to deal with those challenges without throwing all your progress off track.
It makes a lot of sense. It's like having that financial buffer
Uh-huh.
so you can take some calculated risks,
Right.
maybe pursue some new opportunities,
Yeah.
and weather any storms that come your way
Exactly.
with a bit more confidence.
Yeah.
Reaching financial independence sounds like a huge achievement,
It is.
but your money or your life doesn't just end there.
Right.
What happens after you reach that milestone?
It's like finishing one chapter
Okay.
and starting a whole new adventure.
Uh-huh.
The book really emphasizes
Yeah.
that managing your finances well
Mm-hmm.
is important even after you're financially independent.
Okay.
You still need to be mindful of your spending.
Right.
Keep track of things
Mm-hmm.
and adjust your investment strategy as needed. So it's not about going on crazy spending sprees.
Definitely not.
Got it.
It's about keeping that same mindset
Okay.
of being intentional with your money
Uh-huh.
and making sure your freedom lasts.
So it's about finding that balance
Yeah.
between enjoying what you've earned
Uh-huh.
and taking care of your finances in the long run.
Exactly. It's about living a good life
Right.
on your own terms
Yeah.
without messing up your financial security.
And speaking of living a good life.
The book isn't just focused on the numbers.
Right.
It wants you to imagine a life
Yeah.
where you don't have to work for a living,
Mm-hmm.
a life full of passion and purpose.
It is powerful, isn't it?
Yeah.
To think about work as a choice,
Yeah.
not a necessity.
It really changes your perspective.
Uh-huh.
So your money or your life isn't just about getting to financial independence.
Right.
It's about creating a life with more meaning and purpose.
Absolutely. It's about realizing that real wealth
Mm-hmm.
isn't just about how much money you have.
Right.
It's about how you live your life.
That's such an inspiring thought.
It is.
I'm really interested to hear more about the practical steps we can take to put these ideas into action
Yeah.
and start building that life of purpose and abundance.
Let's dive into those next.
All right, so we've got the basics down.
Mm-hmm.
Money is life energy,
Yeah.
tracking our spending, figuring out where it all goes.
Uh-huh.
But how do we actually start building towards financial independence?
Especially getting to that crossover point.
It's like building a house.
Okay.
You need a solid foundation.
Uh-huh.
And your money or your life really focuses on creating what they call a capital fund.
Okay.
Think of it like your financial fortress.
Right.
It's all the money you've saved and invested that's working for you even while you sleep.
So this capital is different from just having money sitting in a regular bank account.
Exactly. It's about putting that money to work,
Okay.
not letting it just sit there.
Got it.
The book encourages looking into investments that create steady income, like stocks that pay dividends or rental properties.
Okay.
Remember, the goal is to create a system where your money is making more money
Right.
and eventually getting you to that crossover point where your investments are covering all your expenses.
Sounds great in theory.
Yeah.
But for someone just starting out, it can feel a bit overwhelming.
I get it.
Where do you even begin? Well, the book has some really practical advice.
Okay.
No matter how much you make. One important tip is to consistently invest a portion of your earnings, even if it's just a little bit.
So it's about building up that habit over time.
Exactly. Small, consistent contributions, they add up over time, like a snowball effect.
Yeah.
And compound interest is your friend.
Now, we were talking about investing before, and the book seems to favor a pretty cautious approach. Why is that?
It's not about avoiding risk completely.
Okay.
It's more about putting safety and steady growth first, especially as you're building that foundation.
Right.
Joe Dominguez, one of the authors, was a big fan of U.S. Treasury bonds because they're really reliable and low risk.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Especially when you're thinking long term. But the world of investing is always changing.
Yeah, for sure.
Are there other options worth considering?
Absolutely. Your money or your life is all about learning and adapting as things change. So while it does emphasize that conservative approach, it also recognizes the value of diversifying. That means exploring different types of investments, understanding the risks and potential rewards, and building a portfolio that matches your goals, your risk tolerance, and your specific situation.
This really shows how important it is to take control of your own financial education.
Absolutely.
It's not about blindly trusting someone else's advice. It's about being informed and making your own decisions.
Exactly. Your money or your life is all about developing that financial intelligence, being knowledgeable, and empowered to make the choices that are right for you.
And that connects back to the idea of financial integrity, which the book talks about. It's not just about making more money. It's about making sure those financial decisions line up with what you believe in.
Absolutely. It's like walking the talk. Like supporting companies that do good things or investing in sustainable businesses, maybe even using your resources to make a difference in the world.
It's about putting your money where your values are.
Exactly. And making the world a better place.
So financial independence isn't just about personal freedom. It's also about contributing to something bigger. That's really powerful.
It is.
So we're building our capital, we're making smart investments. But what about those unexpected things that happen in life?
Oh, yeah. Life throws us curveballs.
Definitely. Things don't always go according to plan.
Right.
And that's why your money or your life puts so much emphasis on having that cushion, that emergency fund to handle unexpected costs.
Right.
Like if you lose your job or have to deal with medical bills, it's like having a safety net.
Exactly. The book recommends having enough to cover at least 6 months of your expenses. That way you have some breathing room to deal with those challenges without completely derailing your progress.
It makes sense. It's like having a financial buffer that lets you take calculated risks, pursue new opportunities, and face those challenges.
Yeah, with a bit more confidence.
Reaching financial independence sounds like a huge accomplishment.
It is a big deal.
But your money or your life doesn't stop there.
No, it doesn't.
What happens after you hit that milestone?
It's like you graduate from one level and start a whole new adventure. The book really emphasizes that managing your finances well is important even after you're financially independent. You still have to be mindful of your spending. Track your expenses.
And make adjustments to your investments as you go. So it's not about going on spending sprees once you're financially free.
Not at all. It's about staying focused. and intentional with your money so that your freedom can last.
So finding that balance between enjoying what you've worked for and keeping things sustainable in the long run.
Exactly. It's about living a fulfilling life on your own terms without putting your future at risk.
And speaking of living a fulfilling life, the book isn't all about the numbers.
Yeah, it's not.
It encourages us to imagine what life would be like if we didn't have to work for a living. A life full of purpose and passion.
It's amazing to think about, isn't it?
It is. To have the choice to work.
Right.
Not the obligation. It's a whole different way of looking at things.
It totally changes your perspective.
So your money or your life isn't just about reaching financial independence. It's about creating a life filled with meaning and purpose.
Absolutely. It's about realizing that real wealth isn't just about money. It's about how you live your life.
That's a really inspiring message.
It is.
I'd love to hear more about the practical steps we can take to apply these ideas and start building that life of purpose and abundance.
Let's explore those next.
Wow, we've covered so much ground with your money or your life.
Yeah, we have.
Money's a life energy. Finding that sweet spot where you have enough.
Right.
Building that capital fund. Reaching that crossover point where your investments cover everything.
Yeah.
It's like a complete approach to financial well-being.
It really is.
And it goes beyond just the money part, doesn't it?
It does.
It's about making sure your money choices match your values and building a life with more meaning and purpose.
Absolutely.
It's about using money as a tool to support your dreams.
Yeah.
Not letting it control you. You know, one thing that really stood out to me is this idea that when you reach financial independence, you might actually end up spending less, not more.
It's funny, right?
Yeah.
It's one of those interesting things about this book. As you become more aware of your spending and make sure it lines up with what's important to you, you naturally start to want less.
Okay.
Remember that fulfillment curve.
Yeah.
It's all about focusing on what truly makes you happy.
Right.
Not chasing those temporary highs from buying stuff.
So it's not about depriving yourself.
No, not at all.
It's about shifting what's important to you. Instead of collecting things, you're investing in experiences, relationships, personal growth.
Exactly. And as you start spending less, you might find yourself with extra money that you can use for things you're passionate about, maybe giving back to your community.
Supporting causes you care about.
It becomes a positive cycle. Financial freedom leading to more generosity and a more fulfilling life.
It's like flipping the script on what success really means.
Yeah.
It's not about having piles of money just for the sake of it. It's about using what you have to make a real difference.
Absolutely.
Now, for someone who's feeling stuck in that daily routine, the idea of reaching financial independence can seem pretty daunting.
I can see that.
What advice does the book give for taking those first steps?
Your money or your life makes it clear. It's never too late to make changes.
Okay.
No matter how old you are or how much you make, you can take control of your money and build a better future.
Yeah.
The first thing is to just understand where you are financially. Start tracking what you spend.
Right.
Look at your habits and see where you can cut back. It's like taking stock of your financial life.
Exactly.
Okay.
Once you have that clear picture, you can start setting some goals, create a budget that works for you. And look for ways to increase your income and savings. And the book really emphasizes being patient and persistent.
It does.
It's not about getting rich quick.
No, it's a journey. It's about those small, sustainable changes that add up over time and lead to real financial well-being.
And remember to celebrate those small wins along the way.
Yeah.
Each step you take towards financial independence is a step towards a more fulfilling life.
Absolutely.
You know, another interesting thing is that your money or your life doesn't necessarily say you should quit your job once you reach financial independence.
It's not about that.
Yeah.
It's more about having the freedom to choose work that matches your passions and your purpose instead of feeling trapped by needing a paycheck.
So you could still work. But on your own terms.
Exactly. Maybe you pursue a passion project or start your own thing.
So it's not about early retirement.
No, not necessarily.
It's about changing how you think about work.
Exactly. It's about finding work that makes you happy.
Yeah.
Work that contributes to your overall well-being.
That's a powerful shift in perspective.
It is.
Our money or your life has been around for a long time.
It has.
But its message still feels so relevant today.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
I think it's because it speaks to something we all want.
Okay.
That desire to live a life with purpose and freedom.
Uh-huh.
In a world that's always telling us we need more stuff. Yeah.
This book offers a different way of thinking.
Right.
It reminds us that real wealth is about living in line with our values.
Mm-hmm. Chasing our passions.
Yeah, and making a positive impact.
It's a message that really resonates, especially now.
As we wrap up our deep dive into your money or your life, what's one key takeaway you hope our listeners will hold on to?
I hope they remember they have the power to choose how they spend their life energy.
Okay.
It's not about following a strict set of rules. It's about finding what works for them.
Right.
Making their finances match their values.
And creating a life that truly reflects who they are.
Yeah.
And what they want to achieve.
It's a great reminder that anyone can reach financial freedom if they're willing to go on this journey.
Of self-discovery and mindful living.
Yeah.
It is a journey.
I know I've learned so much from this book.
Me too.
And I'm excited to start putting some of these ideas into practice.
That's what makes this book so great. It's not just theory.
Right.
It's about taking action. Yeah.
Making changes. And creating a life you love. So to everyone listening out there, I encourage you to check out Your Money or Your Life and discover your own path to financial freedom and a more fulfilling life.
It's a journey worth taking.
Absolutely.